Hi guys, Crochet Connect here. Long time no see. Just over the past couple of months since my last video, just a whole bunch of life stuff has been happening, and I just haven't really been in the mood to crochet, so I haven't made any more progress on the Afghan I've been working on. I haven't started anything new, so there just wasn't anything to make videos about. So that's why I've been away. But I just wanted to come on now and wish everybody a happy belated Christmas, I guess, or whatever it is you celebrate in December, or if you don't celebrate anything, that's cool too. I just hope you had a good December. My Christmas was pretty quiet, didn't do anything special. Christmas just doesn't seem as exciting as it used to when I was a child. I don't know, it's just Christmas. And we had a pretty quiet New Year too. We just stayed in and made a frozen grocery store pizza and did nothing. So my life has been pretty quiet, I guess. So yeah, I don't really have much to talk about. I haven't really made any resolutions. Whenever I try to make resolutions, I just never stick to them, so I just don't bother anymore. I mean, I have a few ideas of things that I may want to accomplish this year, but I'm not gonna like make a list and try to stick to it because it doesn't work for me. But I have some things in mind that I want to do. For example, I have these 3-drawer plastic storage organizers full of yarn, and I have a couple of drawers that are full of scraps, like half-used skeins and like wound up small balls and stuff. I have tons of them. And I have really been wanting to make an Afghan out of those. Like, I really want to crochet all of those scraps up into granny squares and just make a giant granny square Afghan, or maybe a couple Afghans. But I do really want a blanket big enough to fit over our bed, because we have a queen size bed, and the comforter we have on it is just not warm enough for winter here. I don't know why it always seems like we don't have enough heat in this apartment. We don't have control over our own heat. The building managers control it somewhere else. We don't have a thermostat in here, and it just seems like the first floor is always much warmer than our floor. I don't know why. It doesn't seem like the heat is rising. I don't know. But it's always cold in here, and we always have to put extra blankets on our bed, but we only have like small like throw blankets that we keep on the couch and stuff, and we have to put like several of them on to cover our bed because our bed's so big. So I want to make something big enough to cover our bed, so I think that's what I want to do with all these scraps. We'll see if that ever happens. I might not actually finish the whole blanket this year, but I want to get a lot of granny squares done this year. So just like in between projects, when I want something small to do, I'll just make a few granny squares here and there and see where I am at the end of the year. And of course I want to try to get back into knitting. I learned how to knit before I learned how to crochet, but I only learned like the basics, like cast on, knit, purl, cast off. And I didn't really get too far into it because then I got into crochet and I found it was much easier and much quicker. So then I just kind of stopped knitting. And I just haven't really enjoyed knitting as much as crocheting, but I want to try to get back into it and see if I can enjoy it. So I might do that. And I believe I've said before I want to get more familiar with my sewing machine, which I got as a wedding gift like almost 9 years ago and haven't really used. I taught myself to wind the bobbin and just do like some basic stitches, but I haven't really made anything with it, so I want to get more familiar with that. I believe I've said that before and I just never did it. But ongoing goal, I guess. And like that's really it. I don't really have any big specific goals or anything like that I want to list off, I guess. I don't know. That's pretty much it. And of course the usuals, like stop buying so much yarn and use more of the patterns I have on hand instead of going on the internet all the time to look up patterns, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, those are like the 3 major ones, I guess. So that's pretty much it. And I had a couple of things that I got for Christmas that I wanted to show you guys. The first thing, my husband got me this kit to crochet the characters from the Peanuts. I love Peanuts. It's one of my all-time favorite comic strips, like newspaper comic strips. I've been reading Peanuts like forever, like since I knew how to read. And so they've always been my favorite, and I saw this at my local Chapters bookstore, which Chapters is the Canadian equivalent of like Barnes and Noble in the States. And they had a couple of different kits. They had this one. I've seen a Star Wars one. I believe I've seen a Disney Princess one. I don't know. There's several of them. Oh, and I've seen them at Michael's too. And they also have them on Amazon. So yeah, and then they come with, well, I'm not sure about the other ones, but at least this one comes with enough yarn to make at least 3 characters, and then the book has patterns for 12 characters. So that's a great thing to use up scrap yarn with, so I'm really excited about this. So there's some of the characters there that you can make. There's more on the back. You can make Schroeder with his piano. More characters there, and then there's more characters there. So I'm so excited. I'm especially excited to make the little Woodstock. I think Woodstock is the cutest thing ever. And just a couple of years ago, I found a pattern online somewhere for a large Amigurumi Snoopy. And I had been meaning to make it for a long time, but I just never got around to it. And I printed off that pattern a while ago, but I just never made it. So I think if I make that Snoopy and then make this Woodstock, I think they would be like in perfect scale, like they are in the comic strip, like Big Snoopy, Little Woodstock. Because these characters are obviously all tiny, but I think if I make that other Snoopy that I found and this Woodstock, they would be like perfectly in scale. So that is my plan. I hope to get to that this year too, eventually. So yeah, there is that. If I can find the link for that Snoopy pattern I found, I will put it down below. And I will also put links, if I can find them, down below to places where you can buy these kits. I don't know how much this kit was. I can't remember. Obviously I knew because I saw it in stores before, but I don't see the price. Yeah, the box doesn't have a price on it. I saw the price in stores, but I can't remember what it was. I think it was somewhere around like $25 Canadian, something like that. But yeah. Oh, and it comes with 2 hooks. I don't know if you noticed. There's 2 aluminum hooks in there. So yeah, there's that. My mother-in-law bought me an adult coloring book. But just, I don't know, everybody around here is getting into the adult coloring book craze now. I wasn't quite sure if I wanted one, but then I got one, so I guess I want one now. So hopefully I won't get too addicted to this that I put crochet off even more than I already am putting it off. So there's that. And you may recall previously I showed you the little crochet desk calendar I bought myself a couple of months ago as an early Christmas gift. So obviously the new year started, so I finally opened it. And most desk calendars have the pages kind of like stuck together and you like peel them apart every day. But this one, they're just separate cards and you just pull up a new card every day. So I just wanted to show you the patterns that I've gone through so far. Most of the patterns span 2 or 3 days. So the first 3 days of January, the pattern was a scarf. It is called the striped wool scarf. The 4th of January, it was this pretty basket. I want to make a few baskets for various things around the house. I've been meaning to do that for a long time too. There's so many things I've been meaning to crochet and I just never get to them. But yeah, pretty basket. Oh, that was the 4th and the 5th of January. Then the 6th and 7th was this shawl. Beginner's triangle shawl. And then today the 8th, 9th, and 10th, the pattern is a pair of socks. And it looks really pretty. I think I might actually attempt those someday, if I can get some good sock yarn. I think it's made out of sock yarn. Where are you? Fingering weight yarn. So yeah, if I can get some thin yarn. I don't know if I have yarn thin enough for socks. I guess I could use worsted weight and make some thick winter socks. But yeah, if I ever get the right yarn for that, I definitely want to try these socks. They are pretty. They have, I don't know if you can really see, but they kind of have like scalloped cuffs. They look really pretty. So yeah, that is that. And I think that's all I have to talk about and show you today. You know, this is a really random, all over the place video, but I just wanted to post something because I hadn't in so long. So I hope everybody's been having a good new year so far, and I hope to have more videos up soon and more crocheting done soon. I know I say that all the time, I know. But hopefully I'll get my crap together this year and actually get videos up regularly, I'm hoping. So yeah, so hope everybody's having a good week, and happy crafting.